to another episode of the Lone Recruiter Podcast. I'm your host, Brett Clemenson, and if you're a recruiter out on your own or just lacking general advice or support, you've come to the right place. Our episodes are designed to give you the mentorship, the strategies, and the advice you need to become the very best lone recruiter. So join us, grab a cup of coffee, and let's take your desk to another level. Now, if you've never pitched for retained business where you get a retainer paid upfront, then it is scary as shit. There, I said it. I was once that person. And if you're listening to this and you're thinking, I would love to get paid up front. I'd love to get a retainer, but I just don't know how to do it. I've tried. I just can't get it. I can't get them. Well, guess what? You're not the first person to say it. You're not going to be the last person to say it, but I'm here to change how you view them, and I'm going to challenge you to get your very first retainer paid up front this week. It's actually not as hard as you think. Why you feel you can't pitch that, A, you've tried it, and you've been rejected. And typically, why do clients reject it? Because they've used them before and they've not got the result, right? It is as simple as that. It's less about you. And this is the first thing. It's less about you pitching for a retainer, and it's more about the clients having been burnt in the past by other shitty recruiters who didn't follow through once they got that upfront part of the portion of the money. What I want to challenge you with, and that's a really hard hurdle to get over, right? But it also awoke this idea in my mind. When you come up to a client that's like that, that's a perfect person to get a retainer out of. And here's why. Because their pain point is real. They've given good money to a recruiter before and got nothing for it. They got a process. We know this. They got a long list or a short list. They got the headhunting campaign. Maybe what they asked for was unrealistic, and they thought that paying up front would get them that result. Whatever the excuse or the reason is that they didn't get a result. They didn't get a result, right? So why are you any different? Why are you going to get a result and they're not? And you can tell them whatever you want about how good you are or whatever, but at the end of the day, they're just going to go, nah, we've got a blanket rule. Here's where you completely turn them in a second. You say to them, look, first of all, let me hold up. You've got to really love the brief, and you've got to, in your mind, go, I've got this one. You know those roles where you go, I can feel that. I can really feel that. But I don't want the competition. I want to know that I'm putting my energy here, that I've got the exclusivity. So, and that's what that payment is for you. It's exclusivity and it's patience so that you can do the job properly and get a good result. But if in that moment the client's saying, look, we just can't, we've been burnt by them, we're not going to do that. We're not going to go down that path. We're happy doing contingent the way we're doing it. Here's how you turn them. And some people will hate me saying this, but it works. You say, look, I need a retainer up front because we're coming into Christmas and I need to really prioritize clients who are willing to pay for my services up front, but I also need to make sure that what we commit to, we deliver on, right? And if you pay me, let's call it a third or let's say it's a $15,000 placement, it's $5,000 up front. It's $5,000 up front. If I can't find you someone, I will pay you back. I can guarantee you they've never been offered that before. And why would you do that? Because you're probably thinking, why would I do that? I'm getting paid for the work. Do you know why? Why are we here? Because you're scared shitless to do it, and you're scared shitless to put yourself out there and back what you do. But I can guarantee that when we have done this in the past, you can see the client go, okay, so why would I pay you then? It's like, well, you're locking me in, right? It locks us into an agreement. It locks us into an exclusivity. And it means that then they've got to sign your terms, which will cover all of that stuff. If CVs come in from another agent, they go through you. Or if they come in through anyone in their business, they come through you. That's what an exclusive arrangement is. And having that payment done up front guarantees it. And if they fuck you around, you keep the money, right? And you tell them that. There's no secrets here. But the point is that transaction makes it a proper transaction. You're not going to be burning your time leading into Christmas on things that don't turn into money, because it's too easy for people to turn around at Christmas and go, we'll do it in the new year. You've done all this work, goes to dust. So getting this payment up front and just saying to them, look, I challenge you. I want this payment up front. Puts us in a good agreement. We can sign the terms. If I'm not successful in a 60-day time period, I'll give you money back. And they go, what's in it for you? You go, nothing. I just back myself. And then you say to them, I've never had to pay anyone back in my life. Okay, confidence is back. They've got zero risk on their end. You've assured things up on your side. You've got commitment from the client on timeframes. You've got exclusivity. You've got a bit of cash flow in the bank before Christmas. It's a great place to start if you've never done retained, because it overcomes any of those hurdles and objections. It actually makes you look confident as hell. It makes you look capable as hell. And I don't think anyone will pass that up. I genuinely don't think anyone will say no. If they're talking to you already, they need your help. If they're talking to you already, they've got a need. So they're going to pay for it at the end of the process. We just want a little bit up front to lock us in. Guess what? The guarantee is I will give you that money back if I don't succeed. Enough said. Credibility, boom, you got it. You will get that brief. In the mail out, I'm going to throw you my terms for free. I'm going to send the terms out for this so you can take them, rebrand them. I don't care. If it helps, great. If you've got any suggestions, please, by all means, let me know. This is not legal advice, though. So if you take these out and you get tripped up, that's not on me. That's on you. You should have got them reviewed. But look, it'll at least give you some ideas around the terminology and the exclusivity stuff. And I think it's only a page and a half. So I think you'll get something out of it. But that's it. If you're struggling to get retainers or you've never done it before, you're scared to do it, this is actually a really, really great way to approach it. And I can almost guarantee you're going to get the result. And before you know it, you're going to be addicted to it. It's money up front and you're going to be pulling through. My only caveat, and I said it before, is make sure it's a role you are confident you can fill. If you take on a brief that is a challenging role and you're taking it out of desperation because you need cash flow, I'll recommend you don't do it. Better off going to get a credit card and just racking up some debt on that, because you're going to be paying that money back and that will hurt. So if it's in your market, it's in your lane, you've got good talent pools, you've got good networks, and this is an area that you know you can smash out of the park, I want an upfront payment for exclusivity. We're coming into Christmas. There's too many distractions. We need to be lock and key. We want to get this done. I'm so confident I can place this. I will pay you back the full amount of the retainer if I am not successful. Boom. There you have it. Sign terms. Go. You're welcome. That's all I have time for you today. If you got anything out of today's episode, please like, share, subscribe, give us a review. It all helps. We love it. Thank you for listening. As always, have an amazing day, and may all your deals or your retained deals come true.